You mentioned that the DrugLog concept has now been developed further to include two new products, WasteLog and PrepLog. Could we start with WasteLog, please? Could you tell us what it does and what we can expect from it?
That's absolutely correct. I mean, DrugLog is more or less presenting the technology. It's a standalone device. What we found out is that there are several areas in hospital pharmacy where you need this kind of device, but you also need to adapt to the existing workflow within those segments. So we have developed additionally also WasteLog and PrepLog. WasteLog is a device that is only today sold in the US, and it's being used to screen waste that comes back from a performed surgery procedure or so. In the US, it's very focused around on preventing from drug diversion, meaning that drugs that end up in the wrong hands or in the wrong pocket. So what they more and more implement is actually that when a half-filled syringe comes back from the OR, before it's being thrown away, they also want to verify that no one has tampered with the content or replaced it with saline. That's where WasteLog comes in. WasteLog is being used then to verify that this half-filled syringe that's just being returned actually contains morphine or fentanyl and has not been tampered with. So and that's what they do. And it's for waste screening in drug diversion prevention programs in the United States.
Mm-hmm. So this is actually for narcotics mainly?
Yes, it is for controlled substances of all kinds.
Thank you. Are there any hospitals that are using WasteLog now?
Yes, it's an interesting area. We came across it more of a coincidence, actually. We got some requests from US hospitals that had seen our technology in Europe and started to realize that, we could use this to verify the returns. So when we realized that this it's a huge interest on the US market for this technology, we developed a specially dedicated software and basically created WasteLog. And today we have New York Presbyterian. They bought 5 units a couple of years ago, and they bought recently 3 additional units. So they're going to have 8 of them, place 1 device at all their facilities. We have a huge institution in Texas that bought 4. Another institution in California just recently acquired 4 units as well, and 2 to Southern Illinois. So that we have a tremendous growth and a great interest in the WasteLog in the US market at the moment.
That really is a fascinating story.
It's quite interesting how that we were reluctant, as we're a small company, but when we realized that there is a huge need. It's not only a need, it's also a clear demand in the US market for an easy-to-use device to do waste screening. We went ahead, so we have a subsidiary there now and our own sales resources.
And now can we move on to PrepLog? What is PrepLog and what does it do?
PrepLog is an integrated version of DrugLog. DrugLog, as I described earlier, is a manual device where you enter the drug identity, expected drug identity, and the concentration manually. PrepLog, we have created a completely new software that integrates with the hospital's prescription system. That means that the physician, if we take chemo as an example, the physician prescribes a chemo treatment. That prescription is then transferred over to the hospital pharmacy where they prepare the drug according to the prescription. The prescription is also transferred into PrepLog. So when they are to verify the quality control of the prepared drug, they just chose from a work list. They click on one and it pre-populates the device with the expected drug identity and the expected concentration. And when you have the result and you have put your label on the bag that the preparation is okay, the information is also transferred back into the prescription system so that you have full traceability afterwards. So, and this could be used, I gave now a chemo example, but we also have this being used in the pediatric settings where these preparations are done at the ward, but the workflow is the same. You have a prescription system, you do your preparation, you do your check, and the result is then stored into the EMR or the prescription system.
I can see that would make the whole process much smoother.
Yes, it really helps, and it's also, it takes away a lot of stress. My wife is a nurse, and she told me many times in a stressful situation at an ICU department, you get interrupted in the middle of, you are preparing or double diluting a sensitive drug, and you have to throw everything away because you weren't sure if you did all the steps correct. With PrepLog, you can quickly verify that the delicate drug that you have prepared for a child or someone who's very sick is correct, and it takes away a lot of stress from the staff.
I think that really illustrates the point beautifully. Many practitioners would immediately recognize that situation. The hospital environment isn't peaceful and quiet.
No, it's not. There's many sources of interruption and disturbance.
Are there any hospitals that are using PrepLog now?
We are in the phase of, we have orders and we are about to install the first one. We have, at this day, we have created integration with the major prescription systems in France and Spain. So the PrepLog device has been running on a hospital in Barcelona for quite some time. We also have PrepLog at a facility in Sweden. They're being placed in a pediatric setting, so that's Children's Hospital. So they're on, when the nurse is preparing sensitive drugs, the system will tell the nurse that are preparing the drug that this drug should be controlled by PrepLog. So not everything, but sensitive or dangerous drugs are being highlighted for a test, and everything is then sent automatically. So yes, we have the system, but it's in an early phase. We are about to roll out and also build more integrations as we expand our footprint on the European market and the rest of the world.